Hello there folks, it is TIJ Gaming and welcome back to our F1 2012 career mode with Williams, and today it's time for the 7th episode of the career mode. And today we go to Montreal, the Grand Prix de Canada 2012. Now, I did study French at school, but I must admit, it's not coming to my mind now what 2012 is in French. No, let's not bother doing that. But, I'd just like to say that before we start, we have had a very hectic season so far. So let me just take you through what has happened so far this season. If this is your first episode of the career mode, make sure to subscribe to the channel for 2 of these a week. And if you want to go back and watch the previous episodes, I'd recommend you do so. But just a bit of a catch-up. So, we've had 6 races so far. In the first race at Australia, we had a decent race, but we had a few spins, we had a few mistakes, and we ended up finishing 17th. Then it was role reversal for the Malaysian Grand Prix. We had a fantastic start from 10th place in qualifying up to 2nd, but we did finish in 4th in the end. Then came China. We were in the points, I think it was low points, 9th and 10th places, and then we had a spin on the last lap which demoted us to about 17th. We didn't score any points. Then in Bahrain we had a similar race to Malaysia. We were up to 2nd or 3rd at one point, went down to 5th, and then we had a last lap calamity that ended up in us getting a penalty. Admittedly we caused a collision and we finished outside the points. In Spain, it was tipping it down like you wouldn't believe. Maldonado scored 12 points. That was his first points of the season. And we also got a point out of that as well. I think it was 2 points, actually, we got out of that in 9th place. It was a really wet race, and it was a real challenge. And then in the last episode, I've seen in the comments that people think it was an unbelievable race. And looking back at it now, it certainly was. But we finished 10th out of it. The leader crashed. Alonso crashed. We had about 6 or 7 DNFs. And on the penultimate lap, Kimi Räikkönen spun, held us up, made sure we lost 2 or 3 positions. And on the last lap, we lost our fastest lap of the Grand Prix, which meant that Felipe Massa got that. But that is an overview of what's happened so far. Because we're at Canada now, it feels like, yeah, we are very much quite a way into the season. The first 6 races have gone. So as a rookie, we've had our starting point as a rookie, and now it's time to get onto the serious stuff. And personally, the tracks coming up, Canada, Valencia, Silverstone, is that Hockenheim or Nürburgring? Hockenheim, Hungary, and I think even after that into Belgium. I don't quite know why there's a HRT doing the hot lap here, but fair enough. But I just feel like these next 3 or 4, 5 races have got a really good chance. Have they been as exciting as the last 6, but also in potential of being fantastic results. So without any further ado, let's get into the Canadian Grand Prix. Now, if I remember rightly, there was some forecast for rain during the weekend. I think it was on qualifying day, but I'm not quite sure about that. But we will see about that in a minute. But of course, we've had mixed qualifying sessions. You'll notice from what I've just said, the description of the last 6 races. It's been a very mixed bag so far. We've showed real good potential and good pace at some points, nearly getting the fastest lap in the last race. And it's really been odd races, you know. In the 2nd, 4th and 6th race, we've done really well. But in the 5th, 3rd and 1st, we didn't do particularly well. So that doesn't set us up too well for this race. So let's try and break that jinx. And let's hope it is just merely a coincidence that has happened. But let's have a look what it's like for qualifying. It is raining here at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Now, you all remember in Spain that we had the same thing. So we are going to get out there straight away, test the conditions, and make sure we're out there to set the best lap when the conditions are the best. Well, we're coming on to the 3rd sector now of our banker lap. Now, considering that we haven't set a time round here yet, we've got very little experience on the track. It's very tricky to get that experience in the wet of braking lines and what gears should be in. It's been quite a scrappy lap, I'll be honest, hence why I've been in lean, and apart from using a little bit of curse at the start of the lap, we haven't really used much of that curse, because now we've got the opportunity to use that as a bit of an advantage on the home straight coming into this 2nd lap. Now, we're in Richmond, so we've had that banker lap to just get settled into the track, and hopefully now will be the lap that we can set something a little bit better. But we've got a bank lap on board if the weather gets ridiculously wet. At least we have a banker lap that's been set, and none of the other field do so far. But I'm guessing that lap will be absolutely whooped, because I said before we didn't attack at all in that lap, and as you can see, Heikki Kovalainen has beat that lap. But we've gone purple in the 1st sector, albeit we were 2 tenths quicker than Kovalainen last time out. That was a bit of a scrappy corner, wasn't it? But as you can see, the pace that we need to gain is in these 2 sectors, which makes sense because that's where we backed up and backed off, really. So it's going to be the first time taking this corner particularly extremely strong and aggressive, but it wasn't the worst corner, although I think we are going to be quite a way behind Maldonado on this lap. But we've still got time at the end of the day. A very strong lap from Maldonado. But as long as we can beat the 6 newcomer teams, and I think that Heikki Kovalainen is probably a good benchmark for that, because he's going to be above, sort of not above, but close to the other 5 drivers. And if we can get above him, hopefully there's somebody else who drops out, and we can get through to Q2, albeit a little bit through aptitude of luck, but a little bit aggressive through the last corner, a little bit of a twitch, too much of a twitch, probably made too much of that coming out of the corner. But we're going to be quite a while off Maldonado, 1.5 seconds, but we are clear of the bottom 6, albeit not by much, but we are clear of the bottom 6, bit of a tank slapper through that first corner. As you can see, Maldonado has set a good lap. That's just been beat by Paul di Resta. Now it's our turn, really, to shut up, concentrate, and hopefully set a good lap. No, it's not. No, we were too aggressive round there. I thought we were carrying too much speed, and we have chipped off a bit of our front wings. So we're going to have to come in the pits, and hopefully the weather doesn't get worse. Hopefully it gets better, so we can set a bit more of a competitive lap time. But at the moment, we are at the bottom of the 6 that have set times, all bar the Caterhams, Marussias and HRTs. But never know, you never know. We've seen some drivers, the likes of Massa and Kimi Raikkonen, go out in the first session this year. So it could be anybody's. Well, never mind. I thought, yeah, we're quite clear of these 6. Now it seems the track conditions have really improved because we're bottom of the pile. So the conditions have improved. There's not really much of a shake-up because the bottom teams are still that 1.3 cushion behind everybody else. But it might be an idea there to get out there and, to be fair, use the used. In fact, no, we need to use some new tyres. Maldonado's just come into the pits, and now it's our time to come out and hopefully set a competitive lap time. Oh no, don't hit the wall. Are we all right? Yeah, we're just about all right. That's a shame. We were on a good lap as well. We were about 2 tenths above Hulkenberg in the first sector. But once again, another mistake, and that is a lap that's been ruled out. It seems that this could be very reminiscent. We're just going to get out of the way of this Lotus here of Kimi Raikkonen. This could be very reminiscent of the Spanish Grand Prix, and I don't like that at all. And I certainly don't want to qualify at the back at a race and a racetrack that I think I'm particularly strong at. So let's get on to another lap. Let's do what we did last time. There's not many drivers out on the track. That should be of an advantage to us. Although, is that a signifier that the weather might be getting worse? Well, this is becoming increasingly worrying because in that second sector there, although we were on par with Hulkenberg in the first, we've gone down to lean again just to save some fuel. In that second sector, we were 2-3 seconds off Hulkenberg. So we're going to need something magnificent. And honestly, I don't think we're going to be able to pull it out of the bag. This is getting worrying now, and the track's getting busier, so more reason to muck it up. We're going to be a mile off again. 1.5 seconds off in this sector. I really don't know what we're doing wrong in the second sector. We're on par with Hulk in that first sector, and we've got to pull out a massive lap time now to get within Hulkenberg. And as you can see, De La Rosa is just ahead. We might get a bit of slipstream off him, but that's not going to help. And we're on very low fuel, so there's no time for another lap after this. We're going to have to come into the pits after this and just get on with it, really. It's a good exit out of turn, whatever turn it is, the last turn. But we are an absolute mile off. Is it me, or are the conditions just got worse? Right, we're taking things seriously now. We've got 2 minutes left on the clock. We're going to have to get on with it. Come on, team. Yeah, we've got 2 minutes left on the clock. Now we've come back in the pits, so we're going to decide to drive out. Oh, we don't need this. Come on. I don't think we're going to make it. I don't think we're going to have the time. It's going to be tight. We've got the lowest amount of fuel in the car, but we're going to have to throw it around just to get to the line. And I have to say, look at these conditions. It's starting to look even worse. And I think we might have missed our chance. And as you'll notice, we've just crossed the pit exit line. So we've now got a grid penalty of 10th place. I mean, this qualifying session couldn't have got any worse. And now, let's be honest, there is no point setting a lap time. And we are going to start last, which doesn't help our qualifying battle with Pastor Maldonado whatsoever. We're going to start last. It's very much going to be a uphill battle in the Canadian Grand Prix. Well, to say this race is going to be an uphill battle is an understatement. The two McLarens are on the oh, I mean, look at that. Hamilton on pole, Button second, Perez in third. I mean, the Sauber team that we're trying to beat in the Constructors, and they pull out qualifying results like that. And look at us, we're at the back of the grid. You would never know that it's been raining, would you? You would never know, because the skies are beautiful. Luckily, we are good round this Montreal track, although that qualifying performance wouldn't make you think so. It's going to be an uphill battle. We're going to have to have a good start here. Pardon me. We're going to have a good start here. The lights have gone out. And we're just going to use all of our Kers here and ram it up the inside. We've got to be aggressive here. And we haven't done too badly out of that. Can't be too aggressive that we knock our front wing off. But I have to say, we're on the outside. That's not the best place to be. But we've made positions up at the start, which is the most important thing. We've got Timo Glock on the inside. Make sure we don't hit Vern in front of us. All getting a bit out of shape there. But Petrov's on the inside. We've just tapped the back of Glock. But luckily no front wing damage from that. But we're going to swoop up the inside of Timo Glock. Not going to be able to get ahead of John Eric Vern. Charles Pick's had a good start, to be fair to him, up to 17th place. And now Timo Glock's got the run on John Eric Vern, but it hasn't worked for him. And we're going to be able to get past Timo Glock and then John Eric Vern, hopefully. But it's not been the worst start for us, considering where we started and considering we were quite aggressive at the start, really. We couldn't be too aggressive because we just ended up whacking our front wing off. But considering Maldonado, I don't actually know where Maldonado started. But it doesn't seem like he's had the best start in the world. Charles Pick defending from John Eric Vern, and we're going to take advantage of that now by swooping up the inside of Vern. And now we should get the run on Charles Pick quite easily down into this last corner and the wall of champions. We are right behind Pick. Can we get the slipstream? It seems like we are, but not massively. He's going on the defensive. And I have to say, Charles had a pretty good start to this race, admittedly, for him. Try and outbrake him, gets the corner first, which we have, but that's compromised our entry into the corner. But we have got past Charles Pick, and that, I think, is all that matters, although he's going to try and get it back, but I doubt he will. Got a bit of a train in front of us here. Kimi Räikkönen, a Sauber, Toro Rosso, and that looks like the other Lotus, I think. So we're going to go up the inside of Kimi, although we can't really make it work on that occasion. But Kimi is compromised because he had to defend there. We got the run on Räikkönen. This is going to be, if nothing else, a brilliant overtaking fest. And if not an overtaking fest, then a good fight between some good drivers here. Hopefully we don't get involved in a collision. That would be good, wouldn't it, for the first time in a while. But not the worst start in the world. We need to start making some positions up, or else we're not going to get any points today. But to get any points from starting in 24th would be magnificent. We try and dart it up the inside of Kimi again, but once again, he's defended quite well. We're just too far behind. But because we darted up the inside and had such a quick closing speed, it's given us the opportunity to get a good run on Kimi. And as you can see on the mini-map, the top three have gone. But apart from that, there's a real train for 4th or 5th place. So if we can take our chances here, we can really benefit. But we'd shift down to 2nd, which we don't really need to do there. They've all had a compromised exit because of the entry of Kobayashi, which means we can get the run on Ricciardo, Räikkönen, and surely not on Kamui Kobayashi. We dive up the inside of him, make sure we make it into the corner, we do, and that was a masterclass, if I say so myself. I don't mean to get you guys excited, but we have got a wealth of pace round here. I really think we have. That might be helped by the fact there's a bit of a train ahead, because it seems a long train of cars being held up, although our entry into that corner wasn't the greatest, meaning that we've fell back a little bit from that Grosjean, Maldonado and the Ferrari group. But nonetheless, we can really take our opportunities here. The field are really closed up. Grosjean went for the move on Maldonado. Massa's put it into the wall. And that means that Grosjean and Maldonado have been massively held up behind him. And well, this would be fantastic. Not for Maldonado, but for us. If we could overtake Pasta, and we've got the DRS, but so is Kamui Kobayashi behind. But Kamui's going to be the one trying to make the move. We're going to try and defend. Grosjean has to close the DRS early. Maldonado's got past Massa. And now we've got a run on Romain Grosjean. Of course, no DRS on this straight just yet. But Sergio Perez with the fastest lap of the race. Surely it's not him who's out in the lead. We dart up the inside of Grosjean. That's something we've been able to do very well so far this race. And we're already on to lap 4, and we've made 11 positions up at the start. I have to say, what a brilliant start that's been. Well, we're close to Massa than we have been in these 2 laps. Kimi did go for the move there. You'll notice he was just ahead of us for a while, but we did manage to outbrake him into the corner, so there was no point including that. But Massa and Maldonado having a right dogfight in front. I'm just making sure that we cover from behind. But Massa's got past Maldonado. Kimi comes into the pits. That's very early for him to be coming into the pits in this race, so I don't know what's happened there. But we are now right behind our teammate. We set our personal best of the race. Maybe Frank Williams needs to say, "Oi, Pasta, move out the way, son. Your teammate's got more pace." But I wonder whether that will happen. I very much doubt it, because I don't think it's built into the F1 2012 game. But I'm just trying to make it more exciting for you guys. But Maldonado, very early braking there. We don't want to take our teammate out, for goodness sake. But we made the move cleanly, and now we've gained technically on half the field, which is a very exciting prospect. Oh, hello. Hello. Blimey. Kobayashi went. Oh, we've got a crash. We've got to hold up. Get through this cleanly. What happened there? What's happened there? We've gained 4 places. Well, let's have a look what's happened here. If we go on to the replay. So we make the move on Kobayashi. You could just see ahead. We can't really get an angle on that, unfortunately, when it happened. But it just seems that we've got... What have we got there? So we've got... who's in the wall? We've got... Is it the Sauber in the wall? No, this isn't the best camera angle, is it now? We've got the... I think it's the... what is it in the wall? It's a Force India in the wall. I've probably got a good angle on this now. We've got the Force India in the wall. The Lotus who's supposedly crashed into him. The Force India trying to get out the wall. And then the Mercedes and the Ferrari that's been held up in front of us. And we do very well there. I mean, it was marginal, like it was in Monaco, to get out of that incident. And as you can see, we've got the one Force India in the wall. That's affected both Force Indias, but the Ferrari and the Mercedes have been cut up behind. And I tell you what, the luck might just start to be going our way here. And we are up to 8th, unbelievably, in this Grand Prix. Hold on a minute. Look who's in the lead of this Grand Prix. What? Shut up. No. This is unbelievable. Sergio Perez in the Sauber leads the Canadian Grand Prix. Can I ask how? So, Perez has done a 17.2 and a 16.9. Hamilton's done a 17.2 and an 18.1, and then a 16.9 and a 17 dead. Ladies and gents, Sergio Perez is the fastest man on the track. What is going on? And he's in the lead of the race. I think, to be honest, that Sauber are just going to be out of sight in this Constructors' battle. If they start pulling results like this, that's bonkers. Well, we shove it down into lean mix. It seems that everyone in front of us, bar the front two, whoever they are coming into the pits. Now, I don't know what the pit entry speed is. That helps us out there. But, yeah, apart from the front two, everybody is coming to the pits for their tyre switch. And hopefully we don't get held up, even though there's quite a few drivers behind us which are coming in, which is worrying. But for the first time, I think, ever in this career mode, we don't have to change our front wing. Can we go straight away? Yes, we can. Good stuff. So where does that bring us out? Luckily, we've got enough fuel to set a lap in rich mix. Perez still stays out there. That's crazy. Presume it's him and one of the McLarens, and the other McLaren came into the pits. But that brings us out in 13th place. Let's have a look who hasn't pitted. So, yeah, we've got 6 drivers who haven't pitted. 8, actually. So, well, we're not going to get past Hamilton and Webber. So, yeah, we should be back in 7th quite easily. Although, you never know, we could get the undercut on someone, and that would be brilliant. So, I think the rest of them who didn't pit last lap are coming into the pits. The pit stops are quite customary on this game. It's not really like there's much strategy involved. Everyone starts on the same tyre. One teammate gets the preferential treatment on one lap, and the other gets it on the other lap. And we've pretty much come out exactly where we were, 8th place, just behind Mark Webber. So, the pit stops haven't changed anything, but I'm quite comfortable still being in 8th place. But it seems the gap behind has increased, which is quite encouraging. I think we've possibly reached our limit, though, now, I would say, because we've got up to 8th place. Everyone now is coming to the pits, and Mark Webber in front is 5.6 seconds ahead. And whilst we are quick in this race, we've got pace. We're not as quick as the Red Bulls and those cars in front, but nonetheless, if nothing else happens in this race, an 8th place would be our best finish since the 4th we had in Malaysia, and that's not a mean feat at all. And 4 points more to the Constructors' battle. It'd just be nice if Pasta could get a point. I don't think that's going to happen, but if it's a non-eventful race from here, I'm quite happy with that. I mean, it's not a 1:16, but we'll take that. 1:17.9. Shows a bit of an improvement in pace. That being said, though, I think the cars behind must be going a little bit quicker, if not the same amount of time. There's a yellow flag behind, though. Don't know what's happened in the last corner, whether there's been another hold up at the Wall of Champions. Just trying to keep focus here. The yellow flag's gone, so not particularly sure what's happened there. We haven't had our customary retirement, though, in this race so far, which seems a bit odd. There's usually at least 1 retirement in a race. Maybe this might be the race after last time out when there was 6 retirements. This might be the race where that's changed and everybody finishes. Oh, here we go. Felipe Massa, which makes sense. He's one of the stronger Ferraris. His teammate's been setting the fastest laps of the race. So for him to be right behind us, we haven't lost any concentration. It's just that we're setting consistent lap times. But we've got drivers behind now who are faster. Webber's gone. He's 10, 11 seconds in front. And now Massa's got DRS. We're going to go defensive, but he's just going to go. He's just gone. And look at Hulkenberg now. He's closing in. Going to go defensive. Try and outbrake Hulkenberg, even though Massa's there. Jesus. We can't get... Oh! Hulkenberg drives out of that. The Mercedes plows into him. Look at all the debris there. Well, what's our penalty? Surely we can't have a stupid drive-through. Is it? Oh my. Just when you thought we could have one race without any problem, we get a drive-through for that, which to be quite honest wasn't a drive-through offence. It really wasn't. We tried to keep with Hulkenberg throughout the corner. Fair enough, it's not a corner that's really a 2x2. It's not. But for us to get that penalty for tapping Hulkenberg is ridiculous. Another race that could be ruined by a stupid incident. We tried to get through that incident, and now we're going to have to come into the pits and serve a drive-through. And I think that might be another point to finish gone. Although, if we can get through as quick as we can, and hopefully get out in a decent position, we could still be fighting for points, potentially, but I don't see it. Right, so we're in. We're into the pits. Hulkenberg, I can't believe it wasn't a safety car. Surely safety cars can't be turned off. I don't think they are anyway. I mean, we get a drive-through, which is bonkers for that. I don't get it, because surely there's got to be a safety car. I mean, that's the worst incident I've seen yet, and if there's not a safety car for that, that's crazy. Luckily, this is one of the shortest pit lanes of the season, considering we have this lovely run-off and run-along area. We're just going to have to try and chase these cars in front. And to be fair, we haven't lost too much out of that. Certainly it's not as much as we would have done at another track, but we have to be as quick as possible. But amazingly, we could serve a drive-through penalty here and still finish where we were. Well, we'll lose one position because we lost one to Massa, but after getting a drive-through penalty, we'd take 9th place. We've just got to concentrate and get the laps in now. Well, it's been nearly a lap and a half since I've updated you, and I think we've just been too ambitious. I mean, the guys in front have gone. Particularly out of our reach. We were about 2 seconds behind when we come out of the pits. Now we're about 3 behind. We need desperately for Maldonado to hold them up, or for about the 4th time this season we're going to miss out on points because of a silly collision. Oh, and look at Di Resta. Di Resta's come as well. He's gone. Well, this is quite unbelievable. Surely we can't take both Force Indias out, but we're going to try and keep it on the inside. This is just unbelievable. It's a real fall from grace. Now Jean-Eric Vergne's got the position, and I don't know what to say. Let's try and dive it round the inside of Jean-Eric Vergne and try and get back past Di Resta. Don't want to cut up Vergne at the same time. But we have got past Vergne for now. It's all about consolidating and getting as good a position as possible. But I just can't believe from the race we had... Oh, go away, corner cutting. From the race we had and how well we were doing for that stupid incident, which, personally, I might be biased here, but that wasn't... Oh, get out of the way, Di Resta. For me, that wasn't my fault, because we did go into it, okay, we tapped Hulkenberg, but we didn't ram into him, and to get a drive-through penalty for that is ridiculous. And that, once again, like it did in China when we spun, like it did in Bahrain when we got the penalty at the end, like it did in Monaco when Kimi crashed, and equally like it did in Malaysia when we spun, lost positions. There have been, I think in every race so far, there's been an incident where we could have finished higher. Yet we can't seem to avoid them. It's not like I'm going looking for these incidents, you know. We're just defending when we can, and unbelievably, I mean, look at how... Oh, Di Resta just hit. I mean, we'll probably get a penalty for that, for causing a collision. Because obviously we brake tested Di Resta there, but we can't fall out of concentration, which is exactly, pardon me, what we're attempting to do here, I think. But, unbelievably, we're going to have to consolidate this 12th place. But I'll follow you now, folks, till the rest of the lap. I'm just astonished. I thought that after everything we've had in the previous race, the one thing we get is a little bit of luck here. I mean, at least we started last. The team can commend us on this finish, but Maldonado will be beating us in the Drivers' Championship now, because he'll finish either 10th or 9th, which will give him a better position in the Drivers' Championship. But unbelievable. A drive-through penalty for that. I mean, wow. Not even the drive-through penalty. How has Sergio Perez won the race? How? Oh... I mean, the more agonising thing, I don't care about the... Well, not as much. I don't care about the penalty and the fact we haven't got any points. The thing I care about is that we're losing constructors' points in millions. Not maybe millions, but in their masses, because we're getting drivers like Perez winning races. I mean, this is just ridiculous. Wow. I don't know what to say. Di Resta's going for it again. We're going to try and keep on the outside, but we're just being mugged here. And Jean-Eric Vergne's going for it as well. We're going to try and outbrake Di Resta and Vergne coming into this last corner. Get a good run out of it. No, can we beat Di Resta up to the line? We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. It's so close, but we can't. And Paul Di Resta has beaten us in the end. And I don't know why we're celebrating. We could have been so higher. Luckily for the team, we get a point out of that, courtesy of Maldonado. But honestly, I think so far, the luck's just not been on our side. Admittedly, we didn't do very well in terms of our laps. We weren't really on the pace too much. We were the slowest driver on in the grid apart from the bottom 6. So for us to finish there actually was pretty good. But for Sergio Perez to win that race, I don't know how on earth that has happened. But how does that affect the championship? I mean, look at Perez now. You could argue he's in the championship fight, which is bonkers. We keep our position in front of Maldonado just for some reason that I'm not sure of. Let's look at the constructors though now. I mean, wow. We're 30 points away from Lotus, 37 points away from Mercedes, and 58 away from Sauber. We're nearly in third. This is just quite crazy. I don't honestly think we've had the luck. I mean, comment down below if you think that incident was my fault. But I don't think it was. We were defending our position. We were on the, well, we were on the inside coming into the right-hander, but because it was a chicane, the left-hander meant Hulkenberg was on the inside. But, you know, we tried to give him the room. We couldn't really, because it was just a racing incident in my opinion. But for us to have been said to cause a collision and then get a penalty for it, and then for that massive collision to happen between Rosberg and Hulkenberg and there not be a safety car, is just absolutely crazy. I mean, I bet Perez is glad with a podium finish. I bet he is. But, honestly, that was bonkers. I think it's proved one thing, that we're not very good in the rain, possibly. But that was crazy. And another race done now. Valencia, there's rain on a Friday, but we're not bothered about that. R&D, yeah, balance, that's fine. Teammate challenge, we are now 0-3 down, or 3-0 down. Oh dear. Race results, not the best, but tyre wear looks good. Well, surely a good result's going to have to come. Let's have a look at the race settings. Short weekend, full qualifying, no. Difficulty, I don't think it'll be on here. No, not on here. We do have the flashbacks now after Monaco, but trust me, I don't use them. But there's no opportunity to turn the safety car on and off, so the safety car should just be on as a default, I would guess. But we haven't seen one yet. And now we go to Valencia, which is a track I don't like. I mean, I like Canada. And now that's gone. That was quite unbelievable. Well, another action-packed race which hasn't gone in our favour, but if you enjoyed that, folks, make sure to leave a like down below. Comment as well on your opinions of the incident and the whole race. I'll be interested to have a chat with you afterwards to see what you guys think. And also subscribe for 2 F1 2012 videos a week. Thank you very much for watching, folks. I've been TIJ Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.